For decades we've been talking about issues relating to cadet training. As a former CUO, instructor, warrant officer, CO and now the Director of Training, I understand your frustration that very little has been done nationally to improve squadron training in particular over that time. I hear all the time that we need better standardisation, better instructor training, updated materials in particular, and assessments. Today I'm proud to present to you two papers. These represent 12 months of hard work by the part-time ground training team. The papers set a clear pathway for us to reform cadet training and bring it into the 21st century. We made sure that this TNA was backed by good research, good science and good sense. And we did this through a process that we call a training needs analysis. And in that analysis we examined the way we train and support our instructors, both cadet and staff instructors, and the types of facilities and the situations in which our cadets actually learn. In 2013, my team and I travelled around Australia. We did approximately 45 hours of recorded focus groups. We talked to over 180 cadets and staff, and you, the cadets in the organisation, provided us with information with 5,300 surveys as to what you thought about cadet training and how we might change it. Our aim was to listen to your concerns about cadet training, but we also asked you a number of thought-provoking questions so that we could get an understanding of your cadet experience and how your squadron operates. What was your response? Well, it was very thought-provoking in its answers. You provided us a lot of novel solutions and you gave us suggestions that we've been able to integrate into the ground training vision. I'd like to give at this stage a special mention of the Cadet Reference Group. They designed an alternative cadet training model for us. We've used part of it, not all of it, in our documentation, but it's important to note that it was a powerful change indicator and a credit to the Cadet Reference Group. Let me talk about the Vision 75 documents now. They provide us with a bold statement. It indicates Ground Training Directorate's commitment to training reform. It also takes us towards our 75th anniversary, thus the name Vision 75. These documents are now available on the following website, and you can look at them and understand them and talk about them. Let me go through them in a little bit more detail. The first report is called the Cadet Training Needs Analysis Report 2014. Now this is an evidence document. It's 300 pages long and it contains the methodology, the methods, the data, the graphs, the analysis and the evaluation. In other words, it's our research and you're able to read and look at all of that research. The second document is called the Cadet Training Needs Analysis Discussion Paper. It's Ground Training Directorate's reflection on the report's findings. There are 25 key findings in the discussion paper. It talks about why we should be reforming our cadet curriculum. It goes into how we should go about changing our curriculum, and it ends with 120 recommendations for the audience to consider. And that audience is you, the cadets and the staff of the organisation. It's a big discussion paper. It's important for me to say at this point that if you take that report out of context and it's not cross-referenced with the report, it could be difficult for you to understand the report and the discussion paper, and it may actually cause some disagreement. The paper is very academic. It will create some heated discussion, and that's what we're looking for. But overall, it's aimed at the people who control the fate of the AAFC. It looks at training needs across Australia, not just at a wing or at your squadron level. It's what might work in one situation may fail in others, and we've taken that into account in our reporting. It also discusses issues like standardisation, something that you've all talked to us about. A big issue, which is access to training. Access to ADF experiences also came up continuously. And it aids us in moving towards a digital classroom where cadets have got access to more material. All of this is backed by practical, sustainable and equitable practices and evidence. So Ground Training Directorate has embarked on a journey, and I welcome you to join that journey with us. It's important that our curriculum remains relevant as we move from our 75th year to our 100th year anniversary. It's guided by evidence principles. We ask that you talk about the report, download it, flip through it, ask to see it at your squadrons. They will have a copy that should be available on the front desk. Consider how it will improve the cadet experiences for the whole of Australia, not just your squadron. We're also going to give you the opportunity to give us feedback on the report and the discussion paper. We have a SurveyMonkey survey that you can go to, and that's now coming up on screen. That will ask you 5 simple questions. It'll take about 5 minutes of your time, or you may feel that a more detailed response could be put through your wing back to us at Ground Training, and we welcome that. It's time for us to bring our much-loved curriculum to a new level. We want to move that curriculum from the days of the old Spitfire, and we use that analogy because it's a much-loved curriculum that's got some really good factors in it, but it's completely outdated in the modern era. And it's as if we've moved from that Spitfire to unmanned flight, and we need to bring our curriculum to that level. We need a modern curriculum. We're all change agents in this. To remain relevant as a youth organisation, to meet our aims and to meet our cadet needs through its curriculum is what we're trying to achieve here. We must all take responsibility for this. So please support it by talking about it. Let the discussion phase of the Cadet Training Needs Analysis project begin. Thank you for your time, and I wish you all the best in your training.